Hello everyone, and welcome to my Bachelor Nation official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. The Golden Bachelorette candidate Charles Ling has been a fan favorite, and he's now explaining why he opted to battle for Joan Vassos' heart on the reality dating show for seniors. Charles, a 66-year-old Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, retired financial analyst, has been candid about how tough it was to cope with his wife of 36 years passing away suddenly 6 years ago from a brain aneurysm. His one and only love was her. On the other hand, Charles revealed in season 1 of The Golden Bachelorette that his 2 daughters have enabled him to start moving on with his life. Charles gave a detailed account of how and why he applied for The Golden Bachelorette in an interview with Bachelor Nation. He revealed that, although he had heard about The Golden Bachelor, he had never watched it until his daughter pushed him to do so. "Dad, I think this is a very fascinating program and I think you'd find it interesting. Plus it's really time for you to move on," his daughter said to him after they watched the show. He revealed, "You are deserving of it." The Golden Bachelorette was then applied for by Charles, and after a few days the phone rang and the interviews started. Charles's inspirational journey to become a Golden Bachelorette is a testament to the fact that life can move on despite tragedy, and it's acceptable to feel depressed. Charles's daughter, the Golden Bachelor, gave him a way forward. Charles's narrative serves as a reminder of the positive impact the show had while it was in production. Even though Jerry Turner's season was ruined by his ultimate divorce from Teresa Nist after just 3 months of marriage, people are now experiencing that same hope because to the Golden Bachelorette. Observing Charles on The Golden Bachelorette has been a pleasure. It's been lovely to hear him talk about how much he still loves his late wife, while still being open to the prospect of falling in love again with Joan. Charles confessed during the 1980s prom group date that he had never attended a prom before, so it was great to watch him take it all in. "I was crying as I watched him dance and smile." Charles and Joan are very close because they both lost their husbands. Joan can relate to Charles because her spouse of 32 years, John, died in 2021 from pancreatic cancer. They are demonstrating to others that everyone experiences sorrow in their own time and manner, and that there is no one right way to deal with it. Charles and Joan should be able to strengthen their relationship, even if it is only that of friends. They are worthy of love and happiness. If things don't work out, Charles would be a great candidate for Season 2 of The Golden Bachelor. Charles L. from The Golden Bachelorette has captured the hearts of Bachelor Nation. Even Jesse Palmer has called him a national treasure because of how genuine he is. He's now talking about his motivation for applying to the show. He also mentioned his favorite thing about Joan Vassos. Continue reading to learn more. Charles L. joined The Golden Bachelorette, but why? The Golden Bachelorette followers have been greatly impacted by Charles Ling, often known as Charles L. In an effort to rediscover love, he is now disclosing the true reason for his decision to join the show. Charles was contacted by Bachelor Nation to obtain the inside word. He disclosed that the notion actually originated with his daughter. He had heard of The Golden Bachelor but had never watched it. Telling him she felt he would find it intriguing, she persuaded him to sit and watch. After a while, he stopped watching when the phone rang. She began talking about how he needed to move on and that he deserved to be happy the next day. He made the decision to apply, and a few days later, the phone rang and the interviews started. What attracted him to Joan? They also questioned Charles L. about what drew him to Joan Vassos. Among other things, he brought up their age. They don't reside too far apart and have ages that are comparable. He added, "I discovered that Joan is an effective communicator during our first in-person meeting. She will help you and truly understands how to help others when they are having a little difficulty. She is therefore an effective communicator and listener. She is quite eloquent when you listen to her." Charles also expressed his opinions about the other men. He believes they are all excellent and likes them all. It's unusual for him to be dating a woman who is concurrently seeing other men. He believes he has certain attributes that Joan does like, though, and he is confident in himself. He enjoyed his first prom as far as it goes. It was fun spending time with Joan, but he's not sure what his friends around the globe will say. How does Charles L. appear in the Golden Bachelorette? Watch this space for further details, and make sure not to miss Wednesday night's brand new episode of the Golden Bachelorette on ABC. Joan Vassos, the star of Brilliant Single Girl, is demonstrating how she flirts with the typical method of dating multiple fans simultaneously. Even though the upcoming episode highlights an amazing first date, Joan doesn't downplay how difficult it may also be. She recalls seeing the premiere and the emotions that arose. She also discusses how difficult it is for her to date at her age. Joan Vassos talks about seeing the premiere. Joan Vassos discusses her reaction to witnessing the season premiere of The Brilliant Lone Ranger in an interview with Extra. She had a small party to commemorate her Broadway debut in Aladdin while she was in New York. Even though she only had a few people at her watch party in her hotel, she felt very comfortable FaceTiming into a few different events. In addition, her 92-year-old mother was thrilled to have a significant get-together at the assisted living facility. What's more, she was getting several loved ones for seeing who she would pick. Still, she muses over the highs and lows. Going back to the meeting with the men, she stated it was helpful when they appeared with unique doors that caught her attention. She loved how comfortable she felt with Keith Gordon, even if she gave him her first rose for standing aside with his old blender rattling up the carport. Still, she found the moment David's pony ran off to be the most amusing recollection. Joan Vassos lists a few drawbacks, even if she claims she is happy with how the Brilliant Lone Ranger season went. She knows that he should be focused on his family at that point. When asked what qualities she is looking for in a refreshed person, she acknowledges that topographical challenges exist, pointing to the same problems that Teresa Nist and Jerry Turner encountered in their marriage. Still, she's come to the conclusion that she can live alone for a while. Instead of looking for a man who is always there for her, she realizes that they might only be together during the major events in each other's lives. Unfortunately, there would be certain penances involved if one actually wanted to be near a man's family. Joan Vassos further suggests that Jerry Turner wrote the book on the best way to complete the Brilliant series. Naturally, Jerry would be crucial to Joan's season after the premiere. She also makes fun of him, saying that he is a shrewd person that knows how to do this, when talking about his return to the program. When he asked if he could become one of the admirers, she did not confirm or deny. Nevertheless, Joan needs to go through the remaining 20 men to choose which one will be her ideal mate. The extra meeting also highlights the fact that, among the fans, Joan willed that Imprint Anderson, Kelsey Anderson's father, be a part of her pool of potential challengers. Assuming she became the Brilliant Lone Wolfess, she messaged the show's creators at the end of The Unhitched Mail to reiterate her belief that he should play a significant role in the plot. Before Joan Vassos ended her meeting, she was gotten some information about what single-man country fans ought to anticipate from the remaining of the time. Joan states, "So this season is anything but show-filled. Therefore, if you're looking for a spectacle, you can be annoyed. Whatever the case, I doubt you will be because it is so full of genuine inclination." Despite the fact that after seeing Jen Tran's disastrous finale, fans are undoubtedly expecting a complete breakup. Furthermore, by all accounts, The Brilliant Single Woman features the foundational narratives of Joan and each of her opponents. Joan Vassos reflects on the difficulty of dating at her age. However, Joan Vassos claims that it was an outing with the intelligent men. She said, "And the way that we as a whole somewhat did it together." Further clarifying, "The 24 people and myself helped each other through these odd things we didn't realize that we would feel." She also expresses that, given their ages and the dates of the men on the show, they have experienced a great deal of hardship. She said, "You have to imagine that everyone there arrived in their 50s and 60s single, and that things did not go completely wrong in their lives. You understand that things don't always go as planned, and that they are unmarried at this age for a reason. Joan must, however, assist others in seeing that it is okay to go forward despite whatever their past may have included." She said, "We have those conversations and they are important. I sincerely hope that they resonate beyond the country of single men and the home, and that others understand that finding love at our age might be challenging, but it is always worthwhile to make the attempt." because the struggles you endure are worthwhile. Without a doubt, they have all faced a great deal of challenges and have persevered through the past. After her better half passed away, Joan felt as like she had lost her future. But she now feels the need to reclaim it with someone else. What could you ask a medium? In addition, Joan Vassos was cleverly questioned on what she should be aware of from a seer, which relates to her introduction as the Aladdin psychic. The question was so subtle that it took her by surprise. But she adds, I would research adoration a little bit, in the unlikely event that I was to get another chance at an incredible love. Nothing would please me more than to be acquainted with that. She admits, quite honestly, that she doesn't know what to believe and is a little afraid of seers. Nevertheless, she understands that she wouldn't want to hear anything awful. Therefore, she wouldn't go watch one. She declares, big smile here, that she leaves the season in joy. What do you think of Joan Vassos's admission that the cycle was problematic for both the people and herself? Does that surprise you? Will everything on unscripted television turn out to be the greatest it has to date? Are you really participating in the brilliant Lone Rangeress? Please leave a comment below.